Hi, my name is Ethos, and this is my review for Titanfall 2. While a huge fan of the first Titanfall game from Respawn Entertainment, I had an almost jaded yet somewhat optimistic outlook on Titanfall 2 after playing the tech test on PS4. With a lack of a PC beta and major core changes done to the framework of Titanfall 2's multiplayer, I was at one point disillusioned that Respawn was heading into the wrong direction with its sequel. Now, after a 24-hour live stream of yours truly playing every single aspect of this game, I am both relieved and proud to say that, some way, somehow, Respawn has pulled it off.
Ooh, you cut niggas? Oh, is that nice? Is that nice on the trailer?
Simply put, Titanfall 2 is definitely worth picking up if you have any interest in the game at all. It just feels like a complete game with its brand new, engaging, and fun campaign, and refined and content-filled multiplayer. On top of no season pass with free multiplayer maps and game modes, you really can't go wrong with this game. However, if you feel like picking up the game only to just play the campaign, I would highly recommend just renting the game, as the campaign, while enjoyable, is a rather short single-player experience. With that out of the way, let's dive a little bit further into the campaign, and don't worry, this will be spoiler free. In Titanfall 2's campaign, you play as Rifleman Jack Cooper, you know, one of those weak grunts you used to spray down like nothing in the multiplayer. However, due to a series of unfortunate events, Fate has chosen Jack Cooper to take on the role of a militia pilot, piloting one of the militia's first ever designed Titans called BT, a brand new experimental Vanguard class Titan.
I am BT-7274, a Vanguard-class Titan of the Militia SRS, Marauder Corps. You may call me BT.
Stuck behind enemy lines with no backup, BT and Cooper must learn how to adapt and work together in order to survive and complete the mission that BT was tasked with. BT is the star of the show without a doubt, and as I played, I truly began to bond with him through conversations that you can have discussing the current situation or other topics. While just a robot, BT still has a great personality with his dry, calculating humor, and he gives off this warm sense of brothers in arms while he's around.
This Titan weapon is an advanced design and may give us a tactical advantage.
I think somebody's in love.
A human's concept of love requires admiration, attraction, devotion, and respect. Conclusion: I am 50% in love.
While initially the campaign may feel similar to a Call of Duty campaign because Respawn is a studio full of ex-Call of Duty developers, it begins to surprise you at every turn through its open-ended level design and scenarios that include both pilot and Titan gameplay in mind. The usage of the game's parkour movement system is more fluid than ever, and Titanfall 2's campaign uses it to its fullest, with actual enjoyable platforming sections and little puzzles here and there. There's this one mission in particular that, while I don't want to spoil it here, includes a Portal-like twist to the gameplay, creating one of the most memorable moments I've had playing an FPS campaign in a while. Oh, and did I mention the campaign even has boss fights? Each of these boss fights that you will participate in will pit you up against dangerous mercenaries and their custom titans that will challenge you every step of the way. The campaign is great for new players of the franchise thanks to BT's special ability to use multiple titan loadouts. By doing this, the player has access to all the Titans in the multiplayer, allowing them to learn each of them as well as finding which loadout is best to use in certain scenarios of the campaign. And even if you're a veteran of Titanfall or FPSs in general, I highly recommend playing the campaign on hard mode to have an actual challenge that forces you to think instead of just rushing in. I definitely plan on playing the campaign another time around because it was just that damn enjoyable. The only con I really had with the campaign was its length. While it took me around 5 to 6 hours to complete, Respawn built their campaign with quality over quantity in mind, and you can feel it as you play through every single level. Moving on to the multiplayer, there was a strong area of focus many fans of the original were concerned about. While on surface, one may think that Titanfall 2 doesn't look that much different, there's surprisingly been a lot of changes done to the core mechanics of the game's movement and combat compared to the first one. The new addition of a slide and grapple hook has changed the very flow of movement as you chain all your previous parkour abilities with these new ones, allowing you to reach brand new heights and move even faster than the first game. However, even while doing this, Respawn has found some way to make the jumping more controllable compared to the first game, where everyone would just double jump around like rabbits to avoid being killed. Now, jumping is more controlled and creates more vulnerability with the pilot while in midair compared to the last game. On top of this, the biggest change from Titanfall 1 to the sequel is variety. Yes, the biggest problem of Titanfall 1 is addressed in Titanfall 2, and even then, I think using the word addressed doesn't even cover it fully. Respawn went out of their way to absolutely fill this game with additional depth and variety that the original game lacked, almost quadrupling the amount of multiplayer content from the original game. From a bigger array of weapons, each with their own feels and stats, 6 brand new class-based titans, 7 brand new pilot abilities, an insane amount of cosmetic options for your pilot, your guns, and your titans, a welcoming array of different game modes, including an interesting unreal-like 1v1 mode, and on top of that, free future maps and modes with the 9 maps already shipped with the game. Goddamn 47. Titanfall 2 has addressed literally every single complaint from the first game, and then some. Respawn without a doubt learned a lot from their first game and proved that they still have that juice when it comes to creating an engaging and rewarding multiplayer experience. Now I do have some little complaints, but my main complaint seems to come out of my opinion that I think there are little areas of balance that are needed. Mainly the titans such as Tone and Legion, I believe they need to be taken a look at, as it seems as they are picked abnormally more than all the other titans due to their high burst of DPS, high health, and very strong titan core abilities. I found it very frustrating to fight these titans compared to everything else, as those titans can basically out-tank every other titan when it comes to damage and health. How is anyone using Ronin going to be able to close the gap and be able to output enough damage to kill Legion, a titan that is literally the hellspawn of Blackbeard from Rainbow Six and Soldier 76's ultimate from Overwatch? While the pilot combat is better than before, I feel that the titan combat with its usage of classes instead of custom making your own titan has caused an inverse gap in skill when it comes to 1v1 titan fights. It feels almost like a rock, paper, scissors, more relying on what titan you're going up against and what titan you're playing as may give you a huge advantage or disadvantage with barely a little wiggle room to actually make some sort of play. The good news is that these grievances that I have are fixable through balance fine-tuning the titans into a perfect area where all the titans will be able to fight on the same level from the get-go. I know some people are fans of the new rodeo system and some aren't. I personally like this system because I feel like it strongly rewards helping out your teammates' titans by giving them batteries, and the whole system promotes a sense of team synergy previously missing from the more solo mindset of rodeoing in Titanfall 1. So far, I have around 40 hours clocked into Titanfall 2 thanks to that 24-hour livestream I did when it came out. I still can't figure out how I survived that, and I still haven't gotten tired of the multiplayer. Coming from someone who almost has 150 hours clocked in on the first Titanfall, I'm sure I'll clock in another 100 hours on this game as well. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, Titanfall 2 goes above and beyond the Call of Duty that the original game created. I applaud the team at Respawn not only for listening to the feedback on the first game and addressing it with this game, but also probably being one of the most consumer-friendly games that has come out in 2016. Titanfall 2 feels like a statement from Respawn that they still have a few tricks up their sleeves, which has me absolutely excited to see more of the Titanfall universe. While Titanfall 2 got stuck into a very unfortunate release window, don't dismiss it because of that, because it's slowly shaping up to be a sleeper hit of 2016.
You ain't walking away that easy. Goodbye, little bastard. I will not be destroyed by some pitiful